Before we start today's episode, I would like to take a moment to tell you about a great deal being offered by my friend and master guitar instructor, Joe Elliott. Joe taught at the GIT in Hollywood for 23 years, where he was the VP of Education, and has recently been working with six-time Grammy winner David Sanborn. Over the past few years, Joe developed an amazing guitar program called Fretboard Biology. If you have been listening to the Guitar Speak podcast, I'm sure you've heard me mention Fretboard Biology before. At the moment, Joe is running a special deal where you can get 3 months of comprehensive guitar training for only $29. So head over to Fretboard Biology using the link in the show notes to get started. Whether you are an intermediate or advanced player, it really is worth checking out. Here's a few words from Joe about the course.
You're tired of wading through hundreds of random guitar videos and just want to become a better player. Fretboard Biology is your answer. Fretboard Biology is a self-paced, college-level program that'll give you the right instruction, in the right amounts, and in the right order. You'll learn the same information I taught to thousands of other guitar players over 30 years of teaching in top music colleges. If you want to make real progress with your guitar playing, then sign up for a free 7-day trial at fretboardbiology.com.
Hi there, you are listening to the Guitar Speak podcast. My name is Matt Wakeling, and this is the show that I produce in Sydney, Australia. The show features deep dive interviews, roundtable discussions, and some gear reviews. Now today I am checking out two Fender acoustic guitars from their super cool California series. To give you a little bit of background, in 1962, Leo Fender decided that he wanted to add some acoustic guitars to the Fender lineup. So he hired former Rickenbacker employee Roger Rosmeisel, who was trained as a luthier in Germany, to help him with the venture. The resulting guitars had some fairly traditional flat-top acoustic features, but also some very unique innovations like Fender's six-a-side headstock design, electric-style neck profiles, and a really interesting bolt-on neck model. The full range of acoustics debuted at the Chicago NAMM show in the summer of 1963. And some of the models included the King, later renamed the Kingman, the Concert, Classic, and Folk. Shortly after, Fender also expanded the line, which was now being built in Anaheim, California, in the Fender factory there, with models like the Malibu and the Newporter and the Villager 12-string. Now, in recent years, Fender has revived this series of guitars, calling them the California Series. And today I am checking out two of the models in the California Vintage Series. I've got a King and a Malibu guitar. The King is a full-size dreadnought, whilst the Malibu is a concert size, slightly smaller body dimensions and a thinner body. Both have really comfortable necks. As a predominantly electric player, I was really interested in checking these out. The neck profiles are really comfy, slight V shape, and very familiar to electric players. Now, both instruments share some similar construction design, so let me talk you through those. Both have a solid Sitka spruce top. Body, back, and sides are solid Ovencoal. The fingerboard is Ovencoal as well, whereas the neck material is Acoustics. The Dreadnought size King has a full 25.5-inch scale length, whereas the Malibu has a 25, just a squiz shorter. Now, if you check out the links in the show notes, you'll see the current series of these guitars, but also encourage you to check out the original 60s designs because the similarities are remarkable. They share similar body shapes, but also the stylized bridge, the six-a-side but slightly oversized headstock. It's not like a 70s Fender Strat, but it's not like a 60s era Strat either. It's got its own kind of thing going on, which is really cool. Scratch plate has an Art Deco design, and in the Vintage series, these guitars have block inlays, which I think look really, really cool. There's binding. The tilt back head looks cool. The tuners are Clouson style with white plastic buttons. Look very funky as well. So the whole vibe of these things is very much 60s vintage. Under the hood, there's some very clever electronics. We'll talk about those in a moment. All right, let's have a play. Now, the King, I'm going to pan slightly to the left and the Malibu slightly to the right. So when I play some tunes featuring both guitars, you'll know which is which. I will be a little bit off mic with my vocal because I'm using that mic for the guitars. I'm using a Rode NT1, by the way, great Australian company. I've had this mic for over 20 years and it is bulletproof, running it straight into my Tascam interface and then into Cubase. So nothing much going on between the guitar and the microphone and what you're hearing. All right, here's the King, Dreadnought. Really balanced, really nice bottom end. Here's the Malibu. Obviously, the smaller body and the thinner body depth results in a more focused tone, a little bit less of that bottom end bloom that you have with a traditional Dreadnought like the King. Let's play a little bit of a tune to give you an idea of these two guitars in context. King mainly on the left, Malibu on the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. This episode is brought to you by Fretboard Biology, the comprehensive online guitar course put together by master guitar instructor Joe Elliott. I was a beta tester for the course and loved it. Players like Brett Garsett and Greg Koch have also endorsed the course. And right now, Joe is offering a great deal on the course. Check out the link in the show notes for Fretboard Biology. Now we're going to talk about the electronics that are fitted on these guitars. They both have a Fishman Sonotone Plus system. Just double back a little bit though. At the start of the episode, I did mention that the 1960s models had a bolt-on neck, very revolutionary at the time. These guitars have a more traditional glued-in acoustic neck joint. There you go. You should know that. Back to the electronics. So the Fishman, it's very clever. There are two pots just inside the sound hole on the bass side. Easy to reach in with your index finger or middle finger, whatever, and dial them in. Now, originally I thought we had a volume and a tone pot, basic passive system. I was wrong. We do have a volume, but the other control is a blend knob. It blends the undersaddle piezo, which is a really common kind of acoustic pickup, but it blends it with an internal body transducer, which is really, really cool. So just to let you know what this sounds like, here's the full piezo. A lot of immediacy, a lot of attack. Okay, now here is just the body transducer. 2, 3, 4. So a lot more warmth there if there was only a way to blend those two sounds. Of course there is. There's the blend knob. So let me place that somewhere in the middle. Now we should have the attack of the piezo and the warmth of the transducer. Let's check it out. Yeah. That sounds cool. What a genius idea. And it's passive, so there's no mucking around with batteries or anything like that. Now, we used this pickup system with a band, in a band context, and it sounded awesome. Again, dialing in that nice blend between the piezo and the transducer, and worked great. Sounded good. No feedback, just nice, clear, loud sound like you get from most modern acoustics. You know, the plug-in technology these days is fantastic. And yeah, the blend option was very, very usable in the band setting. The other cool thing about the in-sound hole controls is that you have a very clean look on the guitar. You're not cutting a chunk out of it to put a preamp or something into it. So it's a very simple and elegant situation. All right, so there you have it, Fender's California Series, in particular the vintage part of the range I was checking out today. I should note there's lots of different price points for the California Series as well. So if you're looking for an acoustic, if you're looking for something with a slightly different vibe to your garden variety acoustic guitar, this could be the series for you. My thanks to Jack at Fender Australia for organising the loan of these two models to test out here in the studio, but also in a live setting. Big thanks also to Fretboard Biology, sponsors of the show. Please check out the show links, especially for the special deal going on at the moment. All right, time to go for me. My name's Matt Wakeling. You've been listening to the Guitar Speak podcast. And in the words of Michael Schenker,
keep rocking, keep on rocking.
Keep on rocking indeed. I'll catch you next time. Bye now.